So y'all know what they doing, right? It's that time of the year where it ain't nothing to talk about. It ain't nothing to report on right now. So what I'm gonna do to get some clicks? I'm gonna talk about Jay and Daniels. But no, I ain't gonna talk about Jay and Daniels in a positive light. I'm gonna go ahead and remain anonymous and put out a report that says Jay and Daniels is gonna have a sophomore slump. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries, like...
Stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about this anonymous source saying he's afraid that Jay Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so please help me get there as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. So I came across this post and I was looking for it while prior to recording, and I wanted to post it, but I could not find it. And it's probably a good thing I couldn't find it because it was just straight blasphemy. But you know, it's so many people that want to see Jay and Daniels fail. It's so ridiculous. Like I genuinely don't understand it, man, because to go out your way to remain anonymous, don't even have the balls to put your name on it. If I gotta say something about a quarterback, a player, I'ma stand on it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hide, remain anonymous, so when it doesn't happen, you can't get called out. No, call me out. If I say this player gonna be trash and he's gonna have a sophomore slump and he ends up proving me wrong, call me out. Tell me I was wrong, because I'll be the first to get up here on camera and say I was wrong and hold my own. But that's not what they really believe, y'all. And y'all know that. It's April, the draft coming up, but it ain't nothing to really talk about for real. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the Commanders, but I ain't going to talk about them potentially, you know what I'm saying, bringing in all these new vets and how this team is significantly better than last year's team and how Jay Daniels took a roster last year that was trash for real to the NFC Championship. We ain't gonna talk about how he and this team's gonna be much better in year 2 and they could potentially go win a Super Bowl. No, we're gonna talk about how Jay Daniels can have a potential sophomore slump and that I'm afraid that it's gonna happen. And you want to know what's the whole scenario that they always want to look back to? They want to look back to CJ Stroud's sophomore year. Now, as we know, CJ Stroud did not have the best sophomore season, but if we look at it in its whole entirety, are we just going to act as if CJ Stroud was just complete buns? No. We gonna sit up here and look at it in its whole entire light. He lost Tank Dell, he lost Stephon Diggs, offensive line didn't help him out, and CJ Stroud does not possess another skill. CJ Stroud has the ability to run a little bit, but you take away his ability to be comfortable in the pocket, and he can't really deliver passes how he wants. There's nothing else he can build to. Jay Daniels, you take away his arm, his throwing ability, he's still a playmaker with his legs. So trying to compare CJ Stroud's past sophomore year to Jay Daniels' sophomore year is just straight up trash. That just is a lazy take, a lazy report, because they're totally two different players. And I love what CJ Stroud did. You know what I'm saying? I was a big fan of CJ Stroud. But Jay Daniels' rookie year was so much better. And I genuinely, and this is not me being a biased Commanders fan, because everyone always loves to say, wow, you're glazing Jay Daniels. You're a top glazer. You're Jay Daniels' biggest fan. Well, duh. I haven't never experienced a quarterback like this in my life. I ain't no glazer. I'm going to always keep it 100. But I've never seen a quarterback like this in my life. Can you blame me for finally being happy instead of having to deal with Rex Grossman, Jason Campbell, Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, Garrett Gilbert. Like, come on, bro. We ain't about to sit up here and name all these guys. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know what we've been through as a fan base. Pardon my interruption, y'all, but I just dropped my new song. Please go give it a shot. Link down below in the description. Whatever you say, just make sure that you gon' salute me. Your main girl on my line, I think she tryna do me. And I ain't even in it, and I ain't in it. Shorty real bad, smoking like a cigarette. Of course, it feels really good to finally have a quarterback. However, if you look at that rookie season in its entirety, there's no way in hell you could sit up here and say Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump. Oh, well, teams have defenses on him now, or has film on him now. Bro, we made it to the NFC Championship. You telling me all those other games prior, teams ain't have film on them? Come on, bro. It ain't like we was a first-round exit or we didn't make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And now teams get a whole offseason to adjust. No. This man went into the #1 seed, Detroit Lions home field, and demolished them offensively. So I'm not trying to hit, oh, team got a whole offseason to prepare. That's true. But we got a whole offseason to get better. That is the worst Jaden Daniels is going to be. For all intents and purposes, as long as he stay healthy, as long as the offensive line stays healthy, and as long as his weapons are healthy, there's no way in hell he falls off. So stop trying to make the comparison to CJ Stroud's rookie year and put it into its proper perspective. CJ Stroud is not Jaden Daniels, that's one. And CJ Stroud lost a lot around him that he had in his rookie season. So if you're going to make a post like that, all I'm going to say to you is put your stamp on it. Be a man about it, or a woman, because it's an anonymous source. If you genuinely think Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump, please present to me why that is. What things have you seen from Jaden Daniels that has possessed you to feel that way? Is it, oh, because we've seen sophomore slumps in the past? Well, look at those players and compare it to Jaden Daniels and see what similarities these guys have, because I don't think there is any. I don't think there's any. It'd be one thing if he went into a perfect situation and the team was already built for him, but do I need to remind you who his supporting cast was last year? Outside of Terry McLaurin, it was Noah Brown, it was De'Ami Brown, it was Jamison Crowder, it was Zach Ertz, it was John Bates, it was Alameda Zacchaeus, and oh yeah, let me remind you again, we didn't have no run game. If it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, we wouldn't have no run game. If it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, we wouldn't have made it to the freaking playoffs. If it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, we would probably be picking top 5 in the NFL draft again. Come on. CJ Stroud had an amazing rookie year, but the Texans already had some solid pieces. Derek Stingley, correct me if I'm wrong. They got Will Anderson in that same draft, back-to-back picks, you know, with CJ Stroud. I don't know. I don't think he's any good now, but they spent first-round capital on Kenyon Green. They had Laramie Tunsil at the time. They got Dalton Schultz. So they went out their way to prepare CJ Stroud for that amazing rookie year that he had. Got him some weapons. And then in year 2, you obviously get Stephon Diggs and some more stuff. Joe Mixon, right? But Jaden Daniels' rookie year, we just had Terry McLaurin. And we had Alameda Zacchaeus. And a bunch of free agents who ultimately contributed to the success of the team last year. I'm not going to discredit them for anything, but those aren't guys that are a staple. Dalton Schultz has always been a really good tight end. Even back to Dallas, Stephon Diggs has been an all-pro receiver before. Nico Collins, we know how good he was, you know? So I genuinely just don't like this take. And it's not me being a Commanders fan, I promise you. And it's going to be hard for people to really listen to my takes and without me feeling like I'm being biased, which I truly shouldn't care about, because like at the end of the day, before we got a quarterback, I've been up here for 5-6 years talking the same talk, being unbiased, calling our players out when they're not performing, calling our coaches out when they're not performing. But the second that we finally get good, oh, you're just glazing, you're delusional, you're a delusional Commanders fan, right? Okay. Okay, people. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. An anonymous source. Again, I forgot. I had the post and then I lost it. So I'm going to try my best to find it again. But if I can't, man, we don't need to worry about them. But leave it down below in the comment section. An anonymous source came out and said he's afraid that Jaden Daniels was going to have a sophomore slump. And I just feel like it's BS. It's just nothing to talk about right now. So this is the main thing that can stir up some type of drama to get me clicks. You know how they do. But leave it down below in the comment section. Do you honestly think there's some ways Jaden Daniels could potentially face a sophomore slump? Or do you think, nah, man, we're getting better as a unit? The only way he can face a sophomore slump is if himself or a lot of his weapons around him get hurt. But if everything stays healthy, how do you see a sophomore slump? And that's the thing I keep trying to tell people is like, there's not one thing of his game that has made me feel like, okay, he's severely lacking and he needs to get better at this. If he don't, he can have a sophomore slump. There are things that he needs to get better at, of course. You know what I'm saying? Limiting the overthrows. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much that's the only thing. And the overthrows aren't even OC. It just happens with him and his receiver is not on the same page, right? Like you can say he needs to protect himself better, but he doesn't really get hurt. Like again, I'm in thin air, reaching out, trying to find reasons to feel like, okay, he needs to get better, or this could be a really good big thing. If he doesn't get better at this, he could really struggle and cause a sophomore slump. But it's really nothing that he's bad at that scares me to make me feel that way, besides him getting hurt, and he protects himself very well. So I don't know, y'all. They just reaching at this point. But let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. As always, be your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We really appreciate if we reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Never gave a bomb, ballin' like I'm D-Sean, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey, never seen a lawn.